child. The season of sneezing. Are you reaching for the Kleenex more this year than last? See what's making this year so bad for people with allergies. Dad does his shopping, leaving his kids locked in the van to watch a movie. See what the outrage is all about. But first,
it just wasn't normal neighborhood behavior.
Only on 12, the ringleader of a suspected chop shop caught in the act. First on Fox. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shauna Parson.
And I'm Wayne Garcia. First on Fox tonight, Portland police may have cracked an organized crime ring on Pioneer Drive in Clackamas today. They have arrested this man tonight who they believe is the ringleader. KPTV's Marilyn Deutsch is live with a story you'll see only on 12.
Wayne, police say they located the chop shop right there in that garage. The goods, stolen car parts. Heidi Holmes manicured lawns, a quiet night on Southeast Pioneer Drive after a police bust earlier today at this house. Portland Police's auto theft detail today uncovered a suspected chop shop in this three-car garage. 2 stolen cars, 1 stripped down, and other stolen car parts too.
They were being dismembered to be sold back out on the black market.
Portland police arrested this man, 20-year-old Benjamin Tevretinov. Police say stolen car parts found at a Northeast Portland auto body shop led them to Tevretinov here in Clackamas. Police suspect he's a ringleader of a Russian organized crime group and say these Russian mafia-like groups pay friends and family members to steal cars. Then they chop them into pieces and sell the car parts to local body shops. The Russian mafia in Clackamas? Hard to fathom.
Oh, no, ain't that crazy? That's real crazy.
Neighbors say on this street of family homes, this house stood out.
Did notice that there was cars going, coming or going late or early in the morning.
My husband and I both commented on the fact that they keep strange hours and it's an interesting crowd, not a family. The house changed owners recently. Several roommates in their 20s now live here. Tevretinov is apparently the boyfriend of the home's young owner. There seemed to be an awful lot of affluence for the age group that was there. I mean, sports cars, hot tubs, house. And Tevretinov is in custody tonight. He is charged with burglary and car theft. Live in Clackamas, Marilyn Deutsch, the 10 o'clock news.
Vancouver police call tonight's Fox 12's most wanted a violent offender. Take a look at Henry Hill. He's wanted on a felony escape warrant, but has other warrants in Vancouver for assault. Hill is black, 5'10", 160 pounds, with brown hair or black hair and brown eyes. He is considered dangerous. If you see him, do not approach him. Instead, call 911. A mother and son kidnapped in broad daylight from a grocery store parking lot. It happened on Lancaster Drive in Salem, and then the kidnappers took the two to their nearby home and robbed them. KPTV's David Wilson is live with that story. Dave.
Yeah, police say it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon when the woman and her small child came out of this Safeway grocery store along Lancaster. They were greeted by 2 men who forced them into a car and threatened to kill them. You might think the parking lot of a store called Safeway would be the last place for a kidnapping robbery.
I think that's kind of crazy. I didn't think that not only would that happen around here, but that it would be done in daylight.
But according to police, about 1 p.m. Tuesday, 34-year-old Maria Rigoberto and her 4-year-old son David were coming out of the store when 2 men forced them into Rigoberto's car.
You don't feel safe anywhere. I mean, you go in the store, you're coming to Safeway, you know, somewhere, you feel like you're part of, and you're not, something like that happens.
Investigators say the men threatened Rigoberto and her young son, forcing them to drive home. Once there, they were robbed and taken back to Safeway, where the 2 men ran off.
There's enough craziness around that it doesn't surprise me, and people don't end up spending much time in jail anyway here, so.
Tonight, some Salem shoppers say the city's crime problem is getting so bad, they're thinking of leaving the area.
We're gonna probably move out of state. My dad lives in Missouri, and my dad said it's very calm there and everything compared to here, so.
Now, fortunately, the woman and her son were not hurt in this incident, and we do have some suspect descriptions. They are described as Hispanic men, one about 25 years old, 5'9" tall, and 175 pounds with a goatee. The second man in his mid-40s, 6 foot tall, 170 pounds with short brown hair. Now, they may be driving an older gray sedan in the mid-80s. If you have any information, you're urged to call Marion County Sheriff's Department. We are live in Salem. David Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
Police cited a Vancouver man for leaving his 2 children alone in a parking lot. Deputies found the kids locked up in a minivan on Monday right outside a Vancouver home improvement store. KPTV's Jamie Wilson is live there tonight.
Well, police had to track the man down. He was shopping inside this Lowe's store, and apparently he told officers that he left his 2 kids in their van so they could watch a DVD.
He's trying to talk me into it, yes. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. You have to come in the store.
Mindy Knapp's tired 3-year-old son Jacob begged her to let him stay in the car tonight while she went into Lowe's. But Mindy says she would never do that, and she can't imagine seeing other kids left alone.
I would panic myself, being a mother, and we don't even leave my animals in the car. So let alone leave kids in the car.
That's exactly what a Vancouver man has been cited for. Police say a Lowe's customer spotted 2 children locked up by themselves in a Chrysler minivan with the engine running. Deputies arrived and had a store manager page the man to come outside. And in the parking lot, the man told deputies he left his kids in the van so they could watch a movie.
No, I would never do that.
Parents shopping with their kids tonight say leaving children in a car is dangerous and irresponsible.
Well, anything. I mean, it would be easy to break into the car, take the children. You know, hot days, people leave kids in their cars. That's stupid, too.
If you have kids, you should accept the responsibility of tagging them along.
Mindy thinks that a lot of people just may not know that it's against the law to leave kids under 12 in a car.
You know, I don't know that they do. I mean, I've been guilty myself to run into Starbucks, but I'm parked right out front.
Whether it's common knowledge or just common sense, Vancouver parents say safety has to be first. Back live now, the local dad in this case has officially been ticketed on suspicion of leaving children younger than 12 years old unattended in a vehicle. Live in Vancouver tonight, Jamie Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
A McMinnville family is behind bars tonight after police found a marijuana growing operation in a teenager's bedroom. On Monday, police raided 15-year-old Miles Moon's bedroom and say they found 13 pot plants. Police arrested Moon, his father, 45-year-old Michael Moon, and the boy's mother, 38-year-old Donna Moon. Police say they also found a 1/4 ounce of meth, drug paraphernalia, and 15 guns scattered throughout the house.
2 Oregon fugitives are spending the night in an Idaho jail. A wild chase led police to Peter LaChapelle and Aaron Pierce near the Oregon-Idaho border. Police say the pair would not go down without a fight.
They were doing their best to get away. They initially rammed a police car in Oregon. Apparently, we think they've hit 2 other cars during the course of this pursuit. So they were very aggressive in trying to get away from law enforcement.
But officers say the 2 men who escaped from the Hillcrest Youth Facility in Salem had their high-speed plan come to an end on an Idaho road. The Ada County Sheriff's Office stopped the red pickup with spike strips. The tires flopped around for about 1.5 miles before the vehicle just couldn't travel any farther. Officers say 20-year-old Peter LaChapelle, the driver, and 16-year-old Aaron Pierce jumped out of the truck and ran different directions into property on both sides of the rural road. Property owners watched officers take the suspects into custody.
It looked like he gave up and just said okay, and he stopped. And then he hit the floor. And then the police surrounded him and surrounded the other one up on the hill.
We heard the sirens, and I was looking out the window, and I saw the line of police cars coming, and the vehicle rose to the stop, and the guy bailed out and run across the field here and up here, and motorcycle policemen came in here, and they apprehended them right over by that tractor.
LaChapelle and Pierce will be extradited to Oregon. They could face additional charges over the escape.
Idaho seems to be the place for Oregon fugitives. The FBI says that's also where they found the so-called brunette bandit. A hotel worker in Post Falls, Idaho, called police after noticing a suspicious woman in the parking lot. Well, that woman turned out to be Erica Heald, and the FBI thinks Heald is the woman in these surveillance photos. Agents say she's behind 4 bank heists in Oregon and Washington. A Vancouver man under investigation for the murder of his ex-girlfriend will be arraigned tomorrow on a different charge. 31-year-old Robert Hampton faces felony charges for harassing his ex-girlfriend, Heather Young. Last week, police found Young shot to death in a parking lot of a Vancouver apartment. Police say that Young filed a restraining order against Hampton just hours before her death. Hampton has not been charged with her murder.
The 10 o'clock news is just getting started. Well, I've made some surprising changes in my 7-day pinpoint forecast. You're going to want to stick around for that. And this weekend, of course, just around the corner, you headed to the coastline. It's not going to be all sunny out there. And here in the metro area, we've got some changes, too.
I'm Deborah Gill. Portland police are looking for a man who posed as a detective, then scammed an elderly couple out of money, guns, and jewelry. All the details coming up.
The car was coming so fast, it flipped over on their car.
Young and behind the wheel, a teenager leads police on a chase, and it all comes to a crashing halt.
A prison brawl caught on tape, but inmates aren't at the center of the controversy. Instead, prison workers are taking the heat.
Vandalism to the extreme, how homeowners caught a teen arsonist in the act.
And I-Team 12 goes undercover to bring you Dirty Dining. This week, we're talking Chinese. What you need to know before you reach for the chopsticks, coming up.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local. Kobe Bryant's tape-recorded interview with police before his arrest is the topic of debate. Will the defense succeed in suppressing this evidence? Get continuing coverage tomorrow at 5 on Good Day Oregon.
2 cars that last forever. 2 payments that won't. Hundreds of great vehicles to choose from. 2 great places to buy. Ron Tonkin Honda and Gresham Honda. Great deals on Civics. Under $100 a month. Honda Accord LXs. Under $200 a month on approved credit. Hundreds of great vehicles to choose from. 2 great places to buy from. We have the right selection, the right price, and at 2 great locations. Ron Tonkin Honda out 122nd Way or Gresham Honda in Gresham for a limited time at both Honda locations.
Forever Car.
Furniture Connection is having its first spring clearance sale. Check out this super plush microfiber sofa, available in 12 different colors, was $5.99, now just $4.99. Or this solid oak mission bed, regularly $4.99, now just $2.99. And this oak Sundance youth bed with headboard, footboard, rails, and storage was $4.99, now $2.99. Now is the time to save. Furniture Connection, where great furniture meets great prices.
Take a look at this. What caused a local man to have a run-in with his garage? That's coming up on the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
The American economy is growing stronger.
My industry is pretty much gone, and a big chunk of the middle class is pretty much gone along with it.
Manufacturing activity is increasing.
Worked at a job for 25 years, and it's gone. My life's gone.
Jobs are on the rise.
Well, I thought, gee, well, I'll have a job probably within a few weeks or a month. Now here it's over a year.
This economy is strong and growing stronger.
Our business is insured with American Family. We've been partners now just about 1 year.
Steve is good at taking care of high-profile customers and getting straight to the point and getting business completed. I'm good at bringing in the business, smiling at the people, and getting Steve to close the deals out. The toughest part about being partners is when we have to make each other take a day off.
And yours is tomorrow.
And my day is tomorrow, and I don't want to take off.
Well, what is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's my wife's birthday.
Don't forget that.
American Family Insurance.
It's the Meyer & Frank biggest sale of the season. Save more with 15% off shopping passes on top of lowest prices. Lowest prices of the season for him and her and all Izod and all Dockers. Get lowest prices on shoes. And lowest prices on all kids wear, too. Plus all fine jewelry is on sale. All furniture from the best brands is on sale. All mattresses are on sale. And all top-name kitchen electrics are on sale, too. Save even on regular prices with your shopping passes. The Meyer & Frank biggest sale. The savings are so big, everybody's getting into it.
Tonight, Portland police are looking for a con artist who posed as a detective and then robbed an elderly couple. KPTV's Deborah Gill is live in News Control with that story. Deborah?
Well, this is a sketch drawn by one of the victims. A husband and wife invited him into their home, believing they were helping a police officer in an investigation. 72-year-old Norman Leininger takes a 7-mile walk every day around noon. Yesterday at Northeast 56th and Hancock, a man claiming to be a police investigator stopped him, saying he'd been watching Norman for weeks and accused him of helping a fugitive from the East Coast.
Put out his, his badge, and I looked at it. Then he pulled out this paper with this guy on it. The picture of this fellow from, I think it was Vermont or someplace.
The man convinced Norman to get into the car and take him to his home.
He said he's got some people coming in the next 30 minutes. He's going to ransack the house and look for this stolen money and to make sure that we weren't involved with this guy and stuff like that.
The imposter asked about guns, and Norman showed him where he kept his .38 pistol, and the man took it.
It was right in here.
He asked about money that could have been stolen, and Janet gave him $2,300 from her purse.
And he stood right there by the bed, the end of the bed, see, and he watched me with every move I made with the money.
Then the fake cop asked about jewelry in the house and made Janet take her wedding ring off.
He says, I'm going to take this ring with me because there was jewelry stole, and we want to check to make sure this ring, it wasn't stolen.
Janet drew a sketch of the imposter and gave it to police and says she feels angry and disappointed.
How anything could be done like that is beyond me. I see it on TV, you know.
Norman says he just felt like a dummy.
You look back on it all, it was all just a big, he took us.
The Leinigers described the imposter as a black man in his 40s, 5'5" to 5'7" tall. He had a mustache, curly black, shoulder-length hair, and wore large rimmed glasses. Now, police say if you think you're being scammed by him, just walk away and call 911. Reporting live in News Control, Deborah Gill, the 10 o'clock news.
An elderly man did a little accidental home demolition with his car today. The man in his 80s, living right next to busy State Route 14 in Vancouver, was trying to park his car, but he accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake, sending him sailing right through the garage, as you see there. Good news is, though, the man was able to get out, and he was not seriously injured.
A 15-year-old boy is behind bars tonight after a police chase in Vancouver. The chase ended with a crash on Main Street at 39th last night. KPTV's Mark Lazuski has the details.
Incredibly, everyone involved in this mangled accident survived. It happened after Vancouver police chased a Ford Bronco. At first, the officer thought a drunk driver was behind the wheel. The chase ended at 39th and Main when the truck crashed into two cars and rolled over.
My sister-in-law was driving the car. She was in the turning lane. The car was coming so fast, it flipped over on their car.
Witnesses then saw people in those wrecked cars get out and go after the driver of the Bronco.
Then I asked my son, I said, well, what happened to you? He said, well, I was chasing the young man, the people that hit our car, tried to kill my baby. The police threw me down to the ground and started kicking him and beating him. And that's not right. To me, that's unnecessary.
LaToya Forks survived the accident.
I went to the store. All I heard was my boyfriend was yelling at somebody. They took off chasing somebody, talking about you tried to kill my baby, because, of course, my son was in the car. Then somehow the police ended up getting them, and they started stomping him and handcuffed him. And then finally they was released and took to the hospital.
Paramedics took the 15-year-old driver of the Bronco to the hospital for minor injuries. Police discovered he was driving an unreported stolen SUV. In Vancouver, Mark Lazuski, the 10 o'clock news.
The 15-year-old boy is in custody tonight at the Clark County Juvenile Detention Center. Police say he faces felony charges.
Well, the newest recruit at the Washington County Sheriff's Department is a little bit hairy. He also has 4 legs and a tail. Meet Recon. He is the latest member of the K-9 team, and you can thank the generous citizens for bringing Recon on board. The department was able to buy him because of community donations. Recon is a 2-year-old German Shepherd and is one of 7 K-9s working with the department.
Well, they liked the idea so much the first time Multnomah County commissioners decided to approve their initial decision to issue gay marriage licenses. The vote on the resolution followed several public hearings on the issue. 4 commissioners approved it, but Lonnie Roberts, who was not included in the first decision, voted against it. For now, the county will continue to issue same-sex marriage licenses. We do expect a court ruling that will impact state law in the coming months. The ACLU is suing the state of Washington over its ban on gay marriage. The group says Washington's constitution just doesn't allow discrimination based on gender. It claims the 1998 Defense of Marriage Act violates guarantees of equal protection under the law. The suit seeks a ruling to apply marriage laws without regard to gender.
The United States is asking for international help to get beef moving again across borders. Today, U.S. officials called on a World Animal Health Group to set international standards for testing mad cow, and they want an agreement to be set by the end of the month. But a Japanese official says it's unrealistic and that Japan will not accept any U.S. beef until each and every cow is tested.
Well, coming up, a shocking story. A 13-year-old girl is the lone survivor.
That's after her entire family is beaten to death in a brutal attack. We will have the latest.
And 'tis the season for coughing and sneezing. Find out what's sending everyone's allergies out of control.
And take a live look outside right now from our Fox Tower cam over downtown Portland. Clear skies tonight. Is it a sign of what's ahead? Storm Team 12's Mark Nelson will have our pinpoint forecast coming up.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
I love my job because I get to work with people. I totally consider my clients friends. I appreciate it when they actually ask me over for dinner.
I feel if you don't know a person personally, then how do you know what insurance they're really going to need?
We are real people. We all have the same goals. We have the same ambitions and some of the same fears.
We definitely think of the client in personal terms.
When they trust you and they like you and you've helped them, it makes me feel great.
This is my country.
Call me anytime.
For 35 years, John Kerry's fought for his country.
We need to get some things done in this country. Affordable health care, rolling back tax cuts for the wealthy, really investing in our kids. That's why I'm running for president.
John Kerry, the military experience to defend America. A new detailed economic agenda to create 10 million jobs. A plan to keep jobs in the U.S.
I'm John Kerry, and I approve this message because it's time to put opportunity in the hands of all Americans.
Are your allergies out of control? Will you be getting a break this weekend? That's coming up on the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
At Weyerhaeuser, we think trees are too precious to use just once. So every year we collect and recycle around 120,000 train cars full of old office memos, empty boxes, and last Sunday's sports sections, and we use the fiber to make new products again. And again, and again, and again. Weyerhaeuser, the future is growing.
Hi, Leo Hillier, Hillier's Mid-City Ford. For 10 years, you've been hearing me talk about the Hillier's difference. Let me show you why. Some dealers show you a lot for your trade with an inflated asking price. Some dealers offer $10,000 off, then show you very little for your trade. At Hillier's Mid-City Ford, we give you the discount and the most for your trade for the best difference anywhere. Come find out what many of your family and friends already know. All Fords are created equal. Hillier's Mid-City Ford makes the difference. We invite you to come see why today.
In news from around the Northwest tonight, a $40 million claim against the school district in Kent, Washington may soon grow even bigger. School security officers there are handcuffing elementary school students, and now the case against the district is snowballing. KPTV's Brian Callanan has the latest.
We first met Aaron Kelly last week when he explained how a school security officer pinned him down.
He had me down on the floor with my hands behind my back and handcuffs.
The Springbrook Elementary student has a medical condition doctors say precludes any type of restraint, but soon he'll be part of a growing claim from the NAACP.
Right now, we know that we got somewhere between 5 and 8 additional claims that we're going to submit to the district.
The NAACP has already filed claims for 12 middle school and high school students alleging excessive force from security officers. Now, the case is turned to grade schoolers like Aaron. The NAACP is planning to meet with the school district again next week to discuss its current claims, but complaints continue to pour in.
Clearly, it presents a problem when we're trying to sit at the table and address the issues that are coming up. And at the same time, we're now bringing more claims.
The school district knows it's under fire.
There were errors in the information we provided.
The district admitted to a local paper yesterday it's used handcuffs on 4 grade school children since September at Springbrook, Millennium, and Grass Lake Elementaries. But now it says that number is actually 3. Why the confusion? The district says its written records of handcuffings have been inadequate. But the district says it's changing the way these incidents are reported and also plans to put a panel together to review school discipline.
They look at the practices and procedures, when and if handcuffing is required, as well as other practices and procedures of Kent School District security.
That was Brian Callanan reporting. The district says early next week the superintendent will lay out plans for how the review panel will operate and will appoint an independent investigator to look into the NAACP's claims.
A sacred memorial is in pieces tonight in Kennewick, Washington, and police are looking for the person who slammed into the city's Vietnam Memorial Wall. Witnesses saw a car barrel into the wall, but so far tonight, police have no leads. There is no word yet on a damage estimate.
The battle over blood is over at Western Oregon University. After hot debate, the Red Cross will be allowed to hold blood drives on campus. Students tried to ban the drives earlier this month. They accused the Red Cross of discrimination for not allowing sexually active gay men to donate blood. But student leaders say matters of public health override issues of discrimination.
You know, we've had a lot of sunny days around here lately, and some people are starting to wonder, are we getting enough rain?
Yeah, Mark, what's the story?
Yeah, we haven't had all that much rain in the last month, and you know what? The snowpack has been melting about a month early. Normally, we peak out in the Cascades in early April. That already happened several weeks back. Well, we're going to check out the snow depth. How does it affect you? Well, if you use electricity or drink water, it does affect you. Stay tuned, and we've got some big changes in our 7-day pinpoint forecast as well.
Also ahead, prison guards in trouble with the law for a beating caught on tape.
To arms, Saddam Hussein.
Teenage cheerleaders make a name for themselves using their pom-poms to express their views on the war.
Are you sick of those potholes that keep showing up on local roads? We'll find out how the government plans to make your commute home a little smoother.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
On April 9th.
Here they come!
Remember the Alamo! The Alamo, rated PG-13, starts April 9th.
If you've waited to the last minute to get a new suit, we offer 24-hour tailoring upon request. So relax, we got you covered. Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
2 cars that last forever. 2 payments that won't. Hundreds of great vehicles to choose from. 2 great places to buy. Ron Tonkin Honda and Gresham Honda. Great deals on Civics. Under $100 a month. Honda Accord LXs. Under $200 a month on approved credit. Hundreds of great vehicles to choose from. 2 great places to buy from. We have the right selection, the right price, and at 2 great locations. Ron Tonkin Honda out 122nd Way or Gresham Honda in Gresham for a limited time at both Honda locations.
For love of cars.
Dozens of students lose everything in a massive apartment fire. See who's helping them get it all back. Coming up on the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
We've made a double special purchase.
A Sealy Posturepedic or a Simmons Beauty Rest Pillow Top Queen Set for just $5.99.
That's right, a Posturepedic or Beauty Rest Pillow Top Queen Set for just $5.99.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
Dear Burlington Coat Factory, I'd like to call your attention to something that happened at your grand opening. It seems my wife just couldn't stop shopping. Listen, I'm not saying Burlington Coat Factory shouldn't take up to 60% off department store prices on the hottest labels, or that you shouldn't offer a selection that's so endless it's hard to make up your mind. But maybe at your grand openings, you should put a limit on how much people can drive off with.
I hope I didn't forget anything.
Burlington Coat Factory grand opening, Portland, Jansen Beach Center.
Home is spending time together. Home is a weekend call to Grandpa. Home is just the 2 of us. Home is working 2 jobs at once. Coldwell banker Barbara Sue Seal can help you find your way home with the resources, quality products, and services that you'll need from the moment you decide to buy until you move in. Visit us today at cbseal.com and see how we can help you find the way home.
We've made a double special purchase.
A Sealy Posturepedic or a Simmons Beauty Rest Pillow Top Queen Set for just $5.99.
That's right, a Posturepedic or Beauty Rest Pillow Top Queen Set for just $5.99.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
Chances are either you or someone you know is suffering from allergies right now. In fact, the pollen forecast for Portland is high and will be throughout the weekend. Tomorrow's allergy forecast is 10.8. Saturday and Sunday expect an 11.8. Anything above 8 is high, and the scale only goes up to 12. If your allergy symptoms are out of control right now, you probably suffer from the pollen associated with cedar, juniper, alder, poplar, and cottonwood.
You know, he probably would not like it if we called him the old sage of the mountain, but the man who's kept track of how much snow blankets the slopes of Oregon is calling it a career. KPTV's Jim Hyde takes us along on the last snow survey of the season.
He trudges up the slope, a combination of Frosty the Snowman and Tommy Lee Jones. But Stan Fox is a different kind of federal agent. pursuing data 5,000 feet up the face of Mount Hood.
We're here.
It's a SNOTEL site, one of hundreds of electronic measuring stations in the Mountain West. If you use electricity, irrigate land, or recreate on Oregon waterways, what Stan and assistant John Lee find affects you.
Knowing what the water equivalent of the snowpack is, Mother Nature's reservoir up here.
Several times each winter, they personally measure this site.
98.0.
Stan's made 100 snowshoe journeys here in the last quarter century. They sample. They measure and weigh each snowy cylinder.
11 pounds, 8.5.
And if things don't turn out the way they'd hoped or downstream folks need, they blame the media.
You made it dry. You made it melt.
The good-natured jousting enlivens the repetitive scientific method.
Yes, Jim.
By the way, Sergeant Preston says, hey.
Okay, all y'all, every doggone one, that's the last time I'm going to call you to come up with me.
Finally, survey says...
Snow water equivalent, 63.1 inches, comes out to be 107% of average.
But the rest of the state is lower, not enough to overcome several dry years, especially in the southeast. Stan Fox is to the snow survey game what Cal Ripken Jr. was to baseball. Each one stepping up to the plate a record number of times, wielding the tool of their trade. Now the results are someone else's concern.
Ready. Let's go.
Thank you, Stan.
Stan Fox is headed to build a home on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Won't need the snowshoes there. On Mount Hood, Jim Hyde, the 10 o'clock news.
Long way from Mount Hood. Surveyors say that much of the snow melt in the unusually warm and dry month of March has been captured by reservoirs. Typical spring rains could make this a good water year, we're told, in the Columbia and Willamette River basins.
And Mark is here now with another beautiful day.
Yeah, beautiful day. Those pictures of Stan, watched him even when I was a kid. It wasn't that long ago, but now it's getting to be a long time ago. So good luck to him.
Yeah, and he's going about as far away from the snow as you can possibly
Sounds really
get.
nice, actually. I'm sure it's well-deserved, I'm sure. Yeah.
Good guy.
We
We've
wish him
got
well.
more warm weather coming up for tomorrow. Looks like a beautiful day. Easy forecast. Yet again, what a warm, dry spring. But we'll see. That. Yeah, easy forecast?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it was kind of hard work for the boss. That's just for the boss. Take a look outside live right now, folks. Temperatures are in the upper 40s here in Portland. Temperatures not quite as chilly as last night at this time because we have a bit of a northwesterly or northerly breeze blowing around 49 degrees at this hour, and winds are northwest at 8 miles per hour. Now, we had some great shots this morning from Air 12, and this is looking east towards Mount Hood, right over Lake Oswego there. You see it shining. And then we have another beautiful shot at the opposite part of the day. This was sunset right over Clackamas, pretty close to Clackamas Town Center there. You see some leaves coming out on the trees. And then after dark, or just as it was getting dark, about 6 o'clock tonight, the moon from Salem. The moon will be full on Sunday night, so I do just love it when we get this nice weather, same time we have a full moon approaching because you have real bright skies overnight. Now, it won't be all that cold tonight. Not quite as cold as we've seen the last few nights with a bit of a northerly breeze blowing. It'll stop. We're going to an easterly breeze coming up for tomorrow, so things are going to be warming up. Now, well, look at that snowpack. This is a different site, or close to where Stan was. There's about 133 inches of snow on the ground, about 60 inches of water. If it all melted just like that, it'd be as if 60 inches of rain fell. Luckily, that doesn't happen. Normal 59.1, so we're pretty much right at average. We were 30% above average at the beginning of March, so that's how much we've gone downhill. But the good news, as was mentioned there, a lot of that has gone into the reservoir, so hopefully we'll do okay. This is at 49 in Portland right now, much cooler east of the Cascades, as you would expect. You folks have another cold night coming up. Satellite picture, very simple here, folks. There's nothing near us. We've got clouds over in Montana, some clouds way out to the west, big ridge of high pressure right over us. They give us a cool northerly wind today. That will change, though, as we go into, let's say, later tonight and then into tomorrow morning. That high pressure to our north, that's going to slide more to the east there. And once that happens, we start to get those easterly winds. Air flows away from high pressure. What does that mean for you? Change in the wind direction, well, that means it comes off the Cascades, not off the cold ocean. Downslope east winds are warm, so temperature takes a big jump coming up for tomorrow. We're going to be well into the 60s and well into the 70s, in fact, on Saturday. So west side forecast, 65 at Astoria, 67 at Salem. Pretty much sunshine everywhere tomorrow. The freezing level high in the Cascades. The Dalles, 66 tomorrow. East winds gust to 35 in the Gorge. Not quite as windy this time as what you had a few days back with the easterly winds. And cold tonight in eastern Oregon. Back to 58 in Burns tomorrow. Pinpoint forecast. Another easy call here. A few scattered high clouds. This is actually a pretty beautiful computer rendering of tomorrow's weather. with the Portland skyline here. 68 by 4 or 5 p.m. for the high temperature, and it'll still be pretty comfortable, probably still just below 60 degrees at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Now, here's the big change I talked about. Oh, I'm just kidding. Faked you guys out, didn't I? Much better. There we go. Little April Fools. What a funny little weather geek guy, huh? Yeah, there you go. Now, 74, I mentioned Saturday and Sunday. We do have a bit of a change there. This is real. Really, this is real. 74 on Saturday, very warm. Marine clouds, the ocean clouds, not rain, but just ocean clouds coming inland, so we'll cool off quite a bit. If I'm wrong, we don't get that strong of a marine push, it won't be quite so cloudy. But either way, Saturday looks like the warmest day of the weekend. We got the Trillium Festival at Tryon Creek, both days actually, and Washington spring break begins as well. And the rest of the real 7-day forecast, once again, look at that. Notice I have no rain anywhere in the next 7 days. So our warm, dry spring weather is going to continue. Of course, we'll have the latest forecast tomorrow morning. Andy Carson, Good Day Oregon, 5 to 9 a.m.
Well, coming up, a family of 5 is killed in their own home. Find out how the 13-year-old survivor narrowly escaped death.
And arsonist turns himself in after he sees himself on the news. See the surveillance tape that caught him in the act.
Dozens of people are homeless tonight after heavy flames ripped through their apartment complex.
A school teacher is in hot water tonight for what he says was a joke. You won't believe what he did to one of his students.
And before you eat Chinese food, see what our undercover investigation found out about some local restaurants.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
The Ski Report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Les Schwab.
Time to take it outside. And there's no better way to get there than in a Subaru Outback. Get active. Stay healthy. And get fit for life. Subaru, driven by what's inside.
A mother on trial for killing her kids. Her chilling confession caught on tape. Coming up on the 10 o'clock news. First, live, local.
Save big at the Myron Frank Biggest Sale. Use your shopping passes on top of lowest prices of the season. All sportswear, all shoes, all kitchen electrics, all lowest prices. Friday and Saturday, don't miss the biggest sale of the season. Only at Myron Frank.
Hope the schools can get out of this financial crisis.
I wish we could help out somehow.
Now you can through the Northwest Neighbors School Card Program. When you use your school card at participating companies, your school district receives 8% of the purchase total. Northwest Neighbors are home improvement companies who are encouraging consumers to support their schools. Local companies like Par Lumber, Miller Paint, and Contract Furnishing Mart help support our schools with the Northwest Neighbors School Card Program. Call or visit our website today.
It's the Myron Frank Biggest Sale, where your shopping passes are good on top of lowest prices of the season. All kids wear, all fine jewelry, all furniture, and all mattresses are on sale. The Myron Frank Biggest Sale. The savings are so big, everybody's getting into it.
Think about your commute home. What was worse, the traffic or the condition of the roads? Well, it looks like Uncle Sam is trying to smooth things out. KPTV's Andy Gobeil has more tonight from our Fox 12 Washington, D.C. bureau.
Congress is debating a $275 billion spending measure. Some Republicans say that's too much, and they say that there is too much attached to this bill. However, one Oregon congressman says no way, more money should be spent, and he's actually calling this a jobs bill.
If anyone knows about roads across the country, it's Joanna Pareso.
And it's painful, especially during the wintertime.
She's driving her family cross-country and demands the roads be fixed.
Why? Because we've had to change our suspension system twice, and for a family of 4.
For a family of 4, it's just too expensive. And speaking of expenses,
transportation really undergirds our entire economy.
The House of Representatives is debating a bill that would pay for road improvements at $275 billion.
And this thing is a bloated bill.
Now, Congressman Jeff Flake says something needs to be done to improve this mess. But this mess, he says, isn't the way to do it.
And there are some doozies in here, earmarks to build museums or bike paths or, remove graffiti.
They're called riders, measures that pay not for transportation improvements, but other things like museums.
You never know what the senators are going to do, but I'm not aware of any junk like that on the House side.
Oregon Congressman Peter DeFazio is all for the bill, saying it's going to create jobs, improve infrastructure, and he's amazed the president has threatened to veto the measure.
He says he wants the number lowered.